You need to find a father figure for the children. Welcome back to Changing Times. Edith Gochalia is my name. I hope that you're doing well. I hope you're keeping well. The last time we had a conversation was about gratitude and loss. And I asked a question, what you're grateful for, or what are your gratitude moments or points. I've seen the conversations, and I please request that you keep, these messages coming through. Thank you for liking the page. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for inviting other people to share this message. Today, we're going to talk about questions and loss. Because loss is not a thing that we can have expertise about. It happens and we have to learn and keep growing with it. So there's some of those questions that happen, that come to us, and we wonder what the responses can be or should be. And also, we don't know whether we're answering or responding appropriately. There are no right or wrong answers, but sometimes you want to be appropriate, or you want to be accurate, or you want to give an answer that is meaningful. Questions and loss. My account is what I'm sharing, and some of those things that I've experienced in my support moments, okay, when I'm giving support to other people. There are these questions that children ask. I have 3 sons and a daughter. I have been asked, especially, I think the general question initially was, what caused the death? How come other people survived and we lost ours? That is a lot easier to respond to because that's a medical situation. Now, there is this question that the youngest asks. So, if Daddy is in heaven, and you say that he's in heaven, okay? Yes. Is he seeing us now? Is Daddy now celebrating birthday? Because now it's birthday, it's his birthday. So is he also celebrating birthday? Can we celebrate birthday? Is he growing? So the difference between the grave and heaven, because say he went to heaven, how? So you have to have a certain response that will convince a young one to actually appreciate that their questions are valid, and they have also gotten valid responses. Otherwise, it keeps coming back to you in different ways. At least it has come back to me in different ways. So I also feel or hear this in the prayers of children, mine. I'm praying for Daddy. God take care of him as he's in heaven. We love him. And I'm thinking, did we understand this concept of death? Do we need to understand it? It's something that baffles me a lot of times. And there's the question of, are you missing him? So what can we do? So, is he also seeing us? Oh, I wish he could come. Oh, I wish this and that. Do you also experience the same questions? I also feel like the answers can be limited to one's knowledge of the mystery of death and the mystery of loss. It also can be compounded by the fact that you yourself are processing the loss. And it's sometimes difficult to just, give a response that is timely. But however much I prolong it, where am I going to get the response? What are the questions that are asked to you, especially by young people? What are those questions that children will ask you about death, and what are your responses? Is it difficult on your end? Because on my side, it's a bit challenging. It's challenging many times to give your own child a response that you want them to understand, but also I think at the corner of my head, I don't want to have to answer some things. So when children come to us, is it appropriate to grow with them? But there's no book to read. I don't know if there's those books to read that now the answer lies here, or people go to Google, but sometimes Google does not have what we need. Have you been lost with your own children or the young ones when they are confused about the mystery of death? Or are you superstars on your end? Please drop the comments, share the knowledge so that we grow together. There is also these adults who ask the same questions like I've experienced from young ones. Things like, so when a person dies, what happens? So what happens? There is the soul, there is the body, and there is also the spirit. So what happens? The body is in the grave. You know how human beings would like to touch and feel or see so that they believe? But when we bury someone, then we cannot go back, We don't have the opportunity to see again. What are these things that you're faced with? I've had adults asking about the mystery of death as well. And there is also the questions about feelings. How do you feel? How do you respond to feelings? The questions that come sometimes, like I said, have response. They can be asked. You can have something to respond, but how do you feel about those questions? How do you feel about the responses that you're giving? Please share so that we keep, we learn together. I once was in a therapy room with a lady and the daughter. It was a lady because it's an aunt to the girl who lost her mom. So the girl asked a serious question. So if we say that mommy went to be with the Lord, but we also say that God is on earth. He's in heaven and he's on earth. Why is it that mommy is not coming back? I struggled with the response. But it got me thinking that my very own would also be asking such questions, because you say God is in heaven, God is around, God this, our dead ones are not coming back. Yet God is around. Now, also, the point of when we die, we shall meet them. Okay? So there is the feeling that we are going to die quick so we can meet them. That there is a problem with detaching. Yeah? Oh, mommy, we don't want you to get another daddy because we are going to meet daddy soon. Have you been asked those kind of questions? Have you encountered such experiences? Well, for me, it has been a challenge. I accept it's been a challenge. And in my dark place, my closet, my prayer has always been, when I am lost for words, Lord, fill my mouth with the answers, the responses, because I do not want the children or the people I'm talking to be confused when something is required of a response, and that response should be timely, but I don't have it. I still grow, and there are things I don't understand about loss, but I can say that there are moments when I have gotten an answer that I've given because the Spirit of God has filled my mouth with it. He has gone to be with the Lord. What does that mean? So when you ask these questions, do you also get some guidance? What happens? I talk to God a lot of times, but I also talk to people who have experienced loss so that I can learn from what their experiences are. So in your case, is there someone you talk to? Is there a way? Are you reading books? Are you Googling? What is it that you're doing that helps or enables this kind of, conversations? Please share so that we learn together. Because what I know is what I'm giving, but please share so that we can learn together. It's challenging and you can feel stuck, but we know that there are people who have gone before us. The losses are not uncommon to man. Our own losses are our experiences, but other people have gone through them. That if we share this knowledge, if we share our concerns, if we seek help, I'm sure that we can have proper responses, or we can grow as beings. That brings me to the next. There are some adults who I find so brave, who will ask questions like, why are you not moving on? So are you going to move on? Or are you going to get married? Or are you need to find, what is this thing? You need to find a father figure for the children. I find that brave, because now the father figure, me, I'm only a mother, and I only know how to be the mother of the children. So have you been asked to find a figure? Or have you been, it's easier said, but have you been asked these things? I have been asked. I have been asked a couple of times to find a father figure. And you can be lost. You think, oh, my friends will fill the gap. Oh, my siblings will fill the gap. But then, this is my account. When I thought it in my mind and the questions kept coming, you have sons, please, you need to make sure that someone is standing in that gap. After being confused, I went to God and said, God, I only know how to be the mother that you created me to be. But I'm also sure that in your word, you said that you're the father to the fatherless. So, as you are the father to the fatherless, my children need a father. A father who they can feel. While you're being that to them, make sure that they feel you. He has summoned people in their lives that have done amazingly well. And I'm grateful. So in your moments of asking, how do you deal with difficult things like those? Finding figures to fill the gap, or just even trusting that it is well. Do you have challenges with that? Or are you actually stranded or struggling? Please share. And don't forget that you can reach out for help. We can support each other. We can grow. And let's not, die in the loss. We keep thriving. We keep moving. We evolve with the loss. And also the people who ask us questions, please don't be surprised when we don't have answers, because we are also growing. We don't have much experience on this. And let us also be more compassionate, because compassion is a virtue. We need it. And it's also okay to give it. Let's be sensitive so that we don't make people confused. Okay? I've been asked in my writings about, when I will move on. Will I ever move on? Will I ever find love? Love is all over the place. I am loved by the world. But I'm sure that God has better plans. So when you ask these questions, who do you turn to? What is your reference? Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with me and with us. And I hope that we keep learning and growing. In our next episode, we're going to talk about dealing with conflict and misunderstandings that come after the loss. After we experience loss, what are those things that are conflicting, or we find as misunderstanding or misunderstood or misconceived? Changing Times, again, is the channel that you're at. Please drop a comment, like, share, and invite others to listen to the message. I thank you so much, and I remain Edith Gochalia. Have the best of your time. Thank you.